negotiating. Stop Obamacare. Stop negotiating. There is no reason to negotiate this. There is not a compromise to be had. Now, they're frightened to death in Washington to be tagged as the party of no. Well, sometimes you've just got to say no, right? And now is the time to say no. Does that mean our system has no problems? Of course it doesn't. We have problems with the system. I call it a 10% problem, because 90% of the American public is covered and happy with their coverage. Right? They gripe, it's an American pastime. But they're basically satisfied, and we've got the best medical care in the world. We have a 10% problem. Don't destroy 90% of the system in the name of fixing 10%, which tells you there's a much bigger agenda here than just health care. So what I would say to the Republicans, my Republican friends, and I hope you say it to Webb, say it to Warner, say it to Boucher, say it to all the Democrats, but especially reserve time to say to the Republicans, stop. Let's wait. Let's take care of the economy.
Yes.
This economy's on its back, and it's not improving the way they would have you believe. Let's come back in a year, 2 years. There's no rush. There is no emergency.
That's right.
And then when we come back, let's solve the 10% of the problem that's a real problem. And I'll tell you what the main part of that problem is. It's Medicare. Medicare is heading off a cliff, folks.
I know.
And instead of fixing it, Obama wants to solve the health care problem in the backs of seniors. Okay? So we have to be smart. Since they brought the clown in from Minnesota in the U.S. Senate, they've got 60 votes. We can stop them in the Senate, but we can't if the Republicans betray us. So here's your job. Go after the Democrats in the House. Tell them no. Go after the Republicans in the Senate. Now, I know you don't have any Republicans in the Senate from Virginia, but you have an internet and you have a cell phone, and I'll bet every one of you has an associate or a friend or a family member somewhere outside of the state of Virginia that has a Republican senator. And I hope lots of you have acquaintances in Iowa. I think we need a human wave into Iowa telling Chuckwagon, Grassley, no negotiating. Stop negotiating. Stop Obamacare. So that's my message to you today. Thank you for coming out. We've got 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Hunter. No Obamacare. Folks, I want to close with a couple thoughts. First of all, Americans for Prosperity does a lot more than just go out and try to kill bad federal bills. Americans for Prosperity Virginia has held a number of days at the Capitol in Richmond, addressing wasteful spending and high tax problems at the state level. I see Fred back there. I know Fred's been on the bus. How many folks have been today at the Capitol that are here? We got a few? Yep. We both educate citizens and we move them toward activism. And our time down in Richmond has showed us that there are a number of legislators who go down there, I think, just to be a legislator and vote the way they're told. You all here in the Roanoke Valley are so fortunate to have somebody who represents his district, not the lobbyists and the politicians that are already down there in Senator Ralph Smith. You really are. You really are. And he stepped on the bus earlier. I said it's nice to be back in your city because, of course, we all know he's the former mayor too. We have to move forward, and we have to do it. Why are we doing this bus trip now? I got to tell you, how many people feel like, man, I wish we'd had more notice on this? Well, we started planning this about a week ago because we know that this health care plan is on the cliff, and all we have to do is push to get it over the edge. But we can't do it alone. And that's why we need everyone here to sign the petition over here at the table. sign the petition before you go, and when you sign it, ask them for a blank sheet to take with you. It's got our address on it back in Richmond. Mail them to us, please. And by the end of these 5 weeks, we will have 25,000 petition signatures to present to Senators Webb and Warner. Folks, thank you for having us here today. Let's go win. God bless you. Be good.